Bizarre Brain Comics. Ooh. Oh, hello. Hello there, my comic book friends. And welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time, I showed it briefly in a haul video, but now we're going to see it. What I want to take a look at here is The Titans, starring the Fantastic Four. This is a British comic. Okay, it's a British comic. This is number 51 from, what was it? 10/6/76, from 1976. Featuring the Fantastic Four, Captain America, Namor the Submariner, Ghost Rider, and the Inhumans. In The Titans was a weekly comic which started a 58-issue run in October of 1975 before being subsumed into the Super Spider-Man title, all part of Marvel UK. And Marvel UK, which was an imprint of Marvel Comics, which was formed in 1972. The imprint produced reprints of American comics and later produced original material by British creators such as Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons, Grant Morrison, and others. And one of the best known original creations was Captain Britain. And there he is right there as an ad on the back cover. And Marvel UK was he was rolled into their main comics universe and made appearances in some of the American comics. Marvel UK was shut down as a subdivision in 1995. And Panini Comics licensed the Marvel material, taking over the remaining titles being published by Marvel UK. Oh, it's nice. It's John Buscema cover, and you notice it's different dimensions. You see a regular sized comic book here, and an American comic, and it's even approximately the same dimensions as the British comics newspapers, or comics papers, I should say. But it's just in a horizontal position. There's used a higher quality glossy paper for the cover, and then have the newsprint inside. Unlike most of the British comics, the native British comics, which were in this format, this size, and all newsprint. Okay, let's go take a look inside here. See what we got. There, if you've seen some of my recent haul videos, you know that I've got several other British comics, both the native British comics and the Marvel UK books, and we'll be seeing them in the future. More of them in the future. Okay, as I said, this is reprinting. So this is from sometimes years previous to this printing. The American from the American comics, and of course they're all in black and white, no color except on the covers. And here it is, The Titans, starring the Fantastic Four. Plus, to save a city, Captain America must battle Batroc. Issue number 51, 9p. What would that have been? About a quarter. Said, if we don't, behold, even the Fantastic Four are powerless against the Nega Man. If we don't stop him, he'll destroy the entire... Ugh, Reed! He was strong enough to knock out the thing. How can we... Reed! Beginning this ish by popular demand, the return of the Inhumans. I kind of doubt it was popular demand, but we'll see. And of course, it's inside cover is the first page, and as I have said before, the other with the British comics, one of their pages is roughly the equivalent of 2 American comic pages, and this shows it. They of course, it reduced them down so they can put 2 pages on each page. It says the monstrous mystery of the Negaman, and this story is features work by Stan Lee and both John Buscema and Jack Kirby, as well as John Romita. The story begins with in Reed's laboratory, and they see this fellow Janus through the window. He's gotten into the window into the negative zone, and then he says has a flashback to a story that was not printed. I presume it was probably a filler story that they never used, and then they used that as the basis for this other story. So all the flashback is Jack Kirby work. When the Janus appeared, this is some months before. Are fighting against people trying to take over and robbing this bank with his powers, and the thing is there. Was there, and he's already there, and they fight. Torch is there, gets there, and they fight, and finally Johnny wakes up, and he gets the word, and Negaman is like holding the whole city hostage. He is and it turns out that this is a man that Reed knew by the name of Janus. He is a scientist, was trying to find the secret of negative energy, which is connected to the negative zone, and it was all to try to save himself from his disease that he had. In the process, it wound up creating a negative version of him, both identical twin, with all his knowledge and stuff. He was the negative man. I'd never seen, with I think of one exception. All the stuff in here is stuff that I had not seen before. It's right in that period that I did not read much of from Marvel, and they managed to defeat the evil Janus, and the original Janus wound up. Oh, look at the yard, this house, Kirby house, if you can see it. Oh yeah, the detail, intricate detail, and some beautiful art, beautifully drawn there. And inside he was. Anyway, they defeated Janus, and Janus won. Shot him, shot and killed the negative Janus, and he just dissolved away. Then he pops back up. It had a bad effect on his mind. It wound up curing him of his disease that was making him lame and stuff. And all this is this was at a time when Ben Grimm was Ben Grimm and could change to the Thing at will for period in the 70s. Now he's Janus is back. He's broken in, and he is very dangerous, able to control the negative zone, and because of his connection to the negative energy, he can exist in the negative zone without the special harness that Reed had created for them. Meanwhile, while they're about to go into the negative zone, Annales, the ruler of the negative zone shows up. Dun dun dun! Into the negative zone. You must not miss it. Ooh, we'll see. Then there's the next one is a Captain America story. This is one when they had a couple of when they were doing split issues. This was also by Lee and Kirby. And I think I covered this one in more detail from a Marvel Triple Action or Marvel Superheroes, whatever, reprint from it. So this is from the 60s when he's up against Batroc. Primarily also has the swordsman here. And it turns out there's a bomb that it doesn't realize is will destroy the entire city. But Batroc doesn't realize that. But Batroc's the only one who knows where the bomb is. He takes out the swordsman, starts going after Batroc, and his other ally, I can't remember his name. Chasing through the city, they fight. Batroc is trying to. Eventually, he thinks he's just fighting. Captain America is just after him. But they fight, and he finally reveals the location, and they have just mere moments before the bomb will go off and destroy the entire city. And Batroc takes off, takes the opportunity to skedaddle. But Cap gets to the hiding place of the bomb and manages to shut it down with just the proverbial nick of time. The next Cap goes wild. Then we have a double-page spread, which is by the dimensions, I presume, was probably specifically for this issue, done by David Wenzel with Mike Esposito doing the inks of The Avengers in action there. As some thrilling thoughts to amaze and amuse, just some stuff items, and they have later there's a letters page, and they're just letters from the British audience. Okay, here is a story from Tales to Astonish. It's a beautiful rendition of Namor the Submariner, A World Against Me. And this was written by Roy Thomas and drawn by Marie Severin, and I presume she did both the colors, the pencils and inks. She is a very underrated artist, of course, and she goes back to EC Comics with her brother John Severin, and they worked together later on Call the Conqueror, and did a wonderful job together. That it looked really great, and this is it's just beautiful. At first glance, I thought it was Bill Everett. It's that beautiful, and this is involving the continuing storyline here with the Serpent Crown, some villain after the Serpent Crown, and it's been under the protection of in Atlantis. This Lemurian wizard has sent an agent to get it. He got it, and now he's heading back to the Pacific with Namor in hot pursuit. And they go through the Panama Canal. Of course, Namor flies over it so he can intercept. And they fight, but there are defensive weapons at which take down Namor. They think they're under attack, and the Lemurian gets the weapon, gets the crown back. Namor is unconscious. He snatches him, takes him back into the water, and releases something from something in the growing in the water, which makes Namor forget amnesiac, and makes him think that he is the slave of this Lemurian. You can tell the Lemurians because they were sometimes blue, sometimes green, but the Lemurians have scales as opposed to the unscaled Atlanteans. And they get to Lemuria, and the wizard gets the Serpent Crown. The Serpent Crown has popped up several times in several storylines. I covered something of that before with the Avengers and the Squadron Supreme going between worlds after the Serpent Crown, and he gets it back. The old wizard with the Serpent Crown sticks it on his head, It says, the energy of eternal youth, of life itself. Oh, yes. So he's going to be rejuvenated and empowered. Next, the chaos and the crown. And here we have Titanic transcripts. Letters page. And boy, these Brit kids wrote some long letters. And here's an ad for some more of the Marvel British comics. Planet of the Apes and Dracula Lives together in one book. That's an unusual combination. Then here is the Marvel Avengers featuring the Hulk. Then we go to our next story is The Ghost Rider. This was written by Tony Isabella, Jim Mooney doing the pencils, and Jack Abel is the inker, up against the Zodiac group with led by Taurus here, and so it's the Ghost Rider, this Flaming Skull. This is Johnny Blaze, and zooming around trying to catch this guy amongst flashbacks. And then there's another guy who has been previously been a villain of the Ghost Riders and turned over a new leaf. Now he's a TV star and stunt rider, and he has teamed up now with the Ghost Rider to try to catch and take down this guy, Taurus. So it's the Ghost Rider and the Stuntmaster, and they stop him, and he transforms. It turns out he is Scorpio. Yes, this is apparently the same Scorpio who was a villain of a famous villain in Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., done by Jim Steranko. And then we have our very short story is The Reason Why, of an Inhuman story. But this is basically part of an Inhuman origin story, probably as a backup in Fantastic Four or something. It's by Lee and Kirby, and it goes back many millennia when there's regular humans are still just cavemen. And here's Woolly Mammoth. This is a Kree Sentinel who has been awakened by some event. Who's sit here on Earth, because remember the Kree actually created the Inhumans, and he finds the Kree city the Inhuman city of Atalan, comes to see the newly crowned king, who has just been exposed to the Terrigen Mist and acquired new powers, and it is this century that basically dubs them the Inhumans. And next. And finally, Black Bolt. Ooh. And then we end up with that ad for Captain Britain, for the first issue of Captain Britain in his own new mag, which will be 10p, on sale next week, 50 years ago. Okay, so that is all we've got here for The Titans from Marvel UK, featuring the Fantastic Four, etc. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Do leave your comments down below. Tell me what you thought of this publication. Have you read any of the stories that were on display here? Let me know. Except for that Captain America story, I don't think I've read any of these. So, and it was a lot of fun. It's fun to read them because it's fun to see this stuff that I haven't seen before. So let me know what you think about anything and everything. And remember, comics are art.